Hello, everyone. We're having a bit of connection issues today, so uh, please excuse that. This is me, Khatija Osman, joining again with another episode of Grit Talk Show. Grit, for those of you who do not know, is a learning and development platform which connects coaches to organizations and individuals. And in our series, we are covering the journey of all the coaches and the wonderful niches that they like to work on and they're passionate about. And today we have with us Shabeen Mazhar joining us from Karachi. She is a performance and mindset coach. Hi, Sabine. It's wonderful to have you here.
Khadija, I'm so happy to be here connected to this forum. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you. And you've chosen my favorite topic today. That is the power of positive self-talk.
Exactly, yes.
Shabeen, the thing is that a lot of us don't even realize that, we have a negative inner dialogue that's continuously going on. So they say that there is a root cause for everything. There is an underlying reason. What is the underlying reason behind negative self-talk?
Okay, so thank you for inviting me here. And this is also my favorite topic. I wish I knew about this, how important internal dialogues are, how important self-talk is when I was younger and when I was growing. I just got to know this, and I would have been so much different because I would not have formed those limiting beliefs. When you do that negative self-talk, you form those beliefs. Maybe I'm not good enough. I cannot do this. I'm too fat. This self-talk. If you are doing this self-talk, you will feel bad. It starts with an event, then you endorse it with your self-talk, and then you form those beliefs, and then the emotions are like that. You feel that way. You feel depressed. You feel down. You feel low. I'll just give you an example. Recently, my son just came to me, and he was like really upset because his teacher, he was asking a question and the teacher ignored him. She didn't pay attention to him. So he came and he complained. I just consoled him. Maybe she was busy. She didn't see. Next day, he went again, and the teacher again ignored him and didn't answer him, didn't respond. And then he endorsed that thing with a negative self-talk. Maybe she doesn't like me. Maybe I'm not good enough. And he started forming that belief. And he came home. I tried to undo that belief, but beliefs form because of the self-talk we do, because of the internal dialogues we make to ourselves. So it's really important. If you want to have empowering beliefs, you need to first look at what you're telling yourself. I had a workshop last week about communication skills. So I started, we work so much how to communicate with others, but we don't know how to communicate with ourselves. So first we should know what are we telling ourselves? We're telling all sorts of negative commands. And do you know how our mind works? Conscious mind is only 10% and subconscious mind is 90%, and it is doing the major work. 10% is like conscious mind is giving order, logical thinking, critical thinking. But the major thing that is happening is tip of the iceberg, that our beliefs are formed. It's like, for example, conscious mind is like a director of a movie. It gives you order, and subconscious mind doesn't argue, doesn't say anything. It has to obey that order. So if you are giving an order like, I can't do that, I don't think so I can make enough money, I don't think so I'm good enough, you're giving this order, and subconscious mind will make it like it's like a genie. Your command, your wish, my command, and it has to work on that. It will delete all those past events where you did really good. It will bring those events where you were wrong. It will endorse it, and then you will, endorse it with your self-talk. People hate me. Why me? So this is how. And then what happens? You form that limiting beliefs, and limiting beliefs stop you going forward. and then you feel neglect, you feel down, you feel depressed. So it has, self-talk is the most powerful form of communication, because it either empowers you or it can defeat you. So it is so empowering, you know. Um, I'll just give you an example how our subconscious mind is so powerful. For example, you just give an order before going to sleep that I want to wake up at 6 a.m. and you don't put an alarm, but you wake up at 6 a.m. Okay, so I think we lost Khatija. I think she'll be joining back. So this is so powerful. It happens with everyone. So whatever you tell your subconscious mind, you have to be really careful what you're telling yourself. So instead of saying, I can never do this, say, I can do this. Instead of saying, I failed, you can say, mistakes help me learn. And I'm not smart enough. I'm smart enough. I can do anything. Things like that. It is the root cause of all your feelings, all your negative feelings. If you change your internal dialogue, you will see the difference. You will see how better you feel. So I'll just give you an example. I think you all must know the story of KFC Colonel Sanders. He was broke at the age of 65, no financial backing. He was miserable, but he had a chicken recipe. And he went to restaurants after restaurants, taking his recipe, and he got rejected 1,009 times. And if we get rejected 2 times or 3 times, we would have so much negative self-talk. It's not for me. I'm not good enough. I cannot do this. Why me? Things like that. But imagine what powerful self-talk must he be doing himself, that he was ready to knock on the next door with the same enthusiasm, with the same motivation, So imagine what were the internal dialogues of Colonel Sanders? What must have he told himself that he can get it? And he was enthusiastically knocking the next restaurant door with the same motivation and enthusiasm. So we should have internal dialogues like that. So empowering internal dialogues. Okay, asking powerful questions is also very important. When we have that internal dialogue and we are stuck in a negative situation or in an event, we are asking all the wrong questions. Like we are asking, why is this happening to me? Why me? So if you ask, your subconscious mind have solutions to all your problems, but you're not asking the right questions. If you ask a negative question like, why is this happening to me? Why me? Your subconscious mind will give you answers to all the negative answers, because this happened, you did this, that person doesn't like you, things like that. But if you change your question, reframe your question, and reframe your questions like, what does it teach me? What more can I do? How can I improve this situation? If there's one thing I could do differently, what would it be? How can I see things differently? So if you ask these sort of questions, your subconscious mind will give you solutions. And we are always asking questions that are just revolving around the problem and not taking us to the solution. So asking powerful questions are really important, So I'll just give you an example. There was a new student, and in 8th grade, and there was a bully, and he had a fight. They had a fight, and he kicked his nose, and his nose started bleeding. He was so furious. He was so angry. He went home. He took his father's pistol, and he wanted, to take the revenge. But when he put his hand on the trigger, he asked a very powerful question from himself. What would it do to me if I pull this trigger? And when he asked this question, powerful question, an image of him going to the jail and a miserable life popped up, and he decided not to pull the trigger. So asking powerful questions at the right time are so important. It is so important, and we are just in that moment, the internal dialogues, when something happened, when our emotional mind is hijacked, we are asking all the wrong questions, So I'll just give you a tip. So you can take a deep breath whenever you're asking a negative question and say it's not serving you. First of all, you need to acknowledge, what are you talking to yourself? What are you telling yourself? What are the dialogues that most of the day you're talking? I'll give you an assignment. What are the most self-talk that you do, or internal dialogues that you do yourself when you wake up? In a day, we are doing hundreds of talks to ourselves. We're talking most of the time. We're talking. We see a person, we don't like him, and we're telling him, I don't like him. So what are you telling yourself every day? Just reflect. Just know what you're telling. Just acknowledge what are you telling yourself. Listen to what you are saying, number one, and then challenge your self-talk. Is there evidence? What is the evidence? And change your self-talk to a positive self-talk. If you're saying, I'm not good enough, tell yourself that I'm awesome, I'm amazing. And reflect on the positive past experiences. I did this when I was there, I achieved this success, I was successful here. The sad part is that our brain, our subconscious mind mostly brings out the events that are negative, and the events that are positive, where we achieved something, where we did something great, just hides, just stays. So, number one, you have to listen to what you are saying. Number two, challenge your self-talk. Is there evidence? Number three, change your self-talk to a positive self-talk. Reframe it. Ask, if you're asking a negative question, reframe it to a positive question. Why is this happening to me? What can I do better? How can I change things? How can I do different things differently? Make a list of positive things about yourself, and we don't do that. Now, this is your maybe a task that I want to give you. Make a list of all the positive things about yourself, all the positive achievements, all the positive things, qualities about yourself. So just make a list about themselves and just know and love yourself. And you did it. Challenge those evidences that are not serving you, that are pulling you down. So change your internal dialogues, change your self-talk. So this is really important for if you want to communicate. First, you should know how to communicate with yourself. How is your conscious mind and subconscious mind are interacting. So this is really important. I think I'll wait for Khadija to join back, but I'm not sure. I think her connection is. I'd like to answer any questions if you guys have. So, limiting beliefs are formed on basis of our self-talk. There are two, I would just reflect when we talk to ourselves, it's called auto-suggestions. The suggestions, the internal dialogue that we are telling ourselves is called auto-suggestions. And okay, so Khadija just messaged, she's connecting again. So just let's continue. So what we tell ourselves are called auto-suggestions. And when someone else tell us something, it is called heterosuggestions. And they both auto-suggestions and heterosuggestions forms our beliefs. Auto-suggestions are like self-talk, like I'm not good enough, I cannot do it. Some past event happened, some event happened, and you endorse it by telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Heterosuggestion is what others tell you. And we, since the day we are born and we grew up, we have bombarded with heterosuggestions. No, you can't do that. You're not good enough. This is impossible. What are you talking about? You're too small for this. You're too old for this. So we are bombarded with this and our beliefs form. And then we endorse those beliefs, what others tell, past events, with our negative self-talk. Yes, she's right. I did this and maybe I'm not able to do that. So it is so important. People always come to me, my clients always come to me and ask me how to stop this chattering in the mind, or overthinking and mind chattering, what to do. It's not in our control. But I can tell you one thing, that you may not control what others are saying, their words. You may not be able to control their actions, their behavior. You can inspire, but you're not able to control them. Just get that in mind straight. But you can 100% control your inner dialogues, change your inner self-talk, your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions. So you have 100% control. You've been given this. That's why we are human. So please reflect on what you are telling yourself. That is really important. And let's change those internal dialogues. Okay. So it will really empower you if you know what you're telling yourself. And it will also help you to build relationships with others. If you know what you're telling yourself, what internal dialogues you're going to. So what I told you is, first of all, make a list of all your positive qualities, achievements, and then just listen to what you are telling yourself and challenge it. It's not true. And just reframe it. And you'll see the minute you change your internal dialogue, and with the internal dialogue, if you're having a, thinking about a negative past event and you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling fearful, do one thing, change your internal dialogue. Change to your internal dialogue to a positive, yeah, I can do it, I did this before. And change your physiology. If you're sitting, start walking. If you're walking, start running, and you'll see that those thoughts will just vanish. This is a tip that I'm giving you, so you can see how it works. Okay. I don't know how I cannot see the questions over here, but I would love to get some feedback and some answers. I want to answer your questions. Just wait for Khatija so she can help me, get some questions so that I can answer. It was lovely talking to you guys, and I want you guys to feel empowered, to get over all those limiting beliefs, have all the empowering beliefs, change your internal dialogues, and say to yourself whenever you get up in the morning, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, I'm enough, I can do anything. So just start your day with this positive affirmation, positive self-talk, and you see the difference, So I think Khadija has some internet issues. She's not joining back. So I think we can end here. And it was lovely talking to you. It was lovely. It's always, my mission is to, help people, think differently. So it was amazing. Okay, I think she's back. Yes,
Hello.
Khadija.
I'm back again. Sorry, was there in
Yeah, so I was just talking and telling, can we see the questions? Is there any way we can interact?
Yes, I could check the questions. Usually, sometimes we answer the questions two words after we finish, because a lot of people are watching at their own convenience and not
Yes.
live exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
I can answer the questions. I gave them some tips how to change their internal dialogue, what they can do, I hope they liked it, and I wish you were here, but
yes, yes. I'm so glad that everybody got to learn from you, Shabeen. I can't access them right now, but if anybody has any comments, you can always leave them, and Shabeen will get back to them, and so will I if you have any questions.
so yeah, Khadija,
So
what
just a
is
quick
your
recap.
yeah.
Just a quick recap. Can you, because it's a topic very close to my heart, and I had so many questions to ask you.
Yeah, yeah, you can
So,
ask me. Yeah, yeah.
when it comes to positive self-talk, as you said that it's basically we giving the ingredients, the conscious mind giving ingredients to
Yeah.
the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind turns it into broth itself.
Yes.
That's how it works.
It is
Um,
like, it is so powerful, like subconscious mind. If you, I gave them example, if you just tell yourself that I want to wake up at 6 a.m. and you don't put an alarm, your eyes, you wake up at that time. So, it obeys your order. So whatever you tell yourself, I cannot do this, I cannot afford that. It's just making things, opportunities, it's deleting, distorting, and generalizing a lot of information that is in your favor, and like you want that, it's you don't want to afford it, so it's bringing all those evidences in front of you.
mhm.
We have to be really careful how we, what we
So
instructions we
when
give.
it comes to the tips, um, mindfulness and affirmation, those work to basically curb the negative setup. But Shabeen, I'm thinking that those are things which help us deal or cope with the negative self-talk. How can we nip it in the bud? Like the reasons usually that they say, I'm not sure, you would know better, that it's due to low self-esteem, um, and a low a negative self-concept that we have of ourselves, that um, sort of makes them surface in the first place. So so for that purpose, how do we work on strengthening the foundation?
Mhm. And this self-doubt and negative self-confidence also comes with, maybe a past event happened where somebody, your teacher said, or somebody said that you cannot do that. And you just, so that was a heterosuggestion, what others say, and you endorse it with your internal dialogue. Yes, they're right. I can't do that. So, you form that belief. That's how we people develop into self-doubt. They start doubting themselves by their negative self-talk, and they form those beliefs. So what I told them is list down what you are saying to yourself, because we are, most of the time, we don't know what we are telling ourselves. All the time,
Yes.
the moment we get up, we are having the internal dialogue. We see someone, we have the internal dialogue. I don't like him, I don't like her. The internal dialogues are always going. So before going to bed, make a list. What are you telling yourself the whole day? And then challenge self-talk. Is there evidence? Is it true? And then see, change your self-talk, and see where you achieved something, reframe it. And you can just, if you're saying I cannot do this project, I'm not good enough, then there were other projects in the past where you were successful, where you did it, where people were appreciative of you, where you did it. But problem is how like our mind always deletes the positive and brings up the negative. It's always there. There was an experiment done, medical experiment, medical student, in a surgery, and a difficult surgery was given, and one group of doctors were told 70% of chance is, survival chance, success rate is 70%. And the other group was told it's 30%, failure in this procedure. So, they had that when 30% they were focusing on that 30% and not focusing on the 70% success rate. So when you tell your subconscious mind, so they performed really, they were like really scared, fearful when you told them, so this is how you reframe. This is what you tell yourself. If you're telling yourself, I don't think so, I can do this. So, your mind is focusing on the negative. It brings out the negatives.
So journaling is best done at night.
Yes, because night, what happens? Our conscious mind is about to, go to sleep, and our subconscious mind is always awake. It never sleeps. It never sleeps. All the function is storing our memory. It's controlling all the body function, digestion, blood pressure, everything is there, and it's doing all this work. It never sleeps. Imagine it never goes to a vacation. It's never rests. So it's so powerful. So when you, this is what, hypnotherapy is also, when your conscious mind is a little down and you just give suggestions to your subconscious mind directly. You can do it. You are awesome. Things like that. So when you, at night, when you list down those negative self-talk and reframe it with positive and give positive evidences. Remember, I did this. I was successful. People were really happy. My parents were really proud. So before going to bed, if you say that, it will really help. And after waking up, in the mirror, go to the washroom and sell positive affirmations. I am awesome. I'm amazing. I'm enough. I can do anything. Start your day with that positive self-talk. We start our day with a negative. Oh no, another day. I don't want to go to office. I don't want to do this.
So Shabeen, this brings me to a very interesting question. And that is that, yes, there is negative self-talk and we can identify it. And then there is positive self-talk, which we have to make an effort on. But sometimes this silence, like, we are not communicating with ourselves. There's no voice in our voice, and there's a feeling of numbness. So why is this disconnect? And I think that is the hardest part, because you cannot identify what's causing.
That is like
you don't know what's happening. You're in a state of numbness, basically. So why what brings silence about? Could it be something very traumatic? And if it has come about, how do we deal with it?
So, a lot of my clients also ask, when you are so overwhelmed with a lot of past traumas or current issues, you're filling that cup, filling, and you're not letting go. And the time comes when, there's stillness. You don't know what to do. And there's no space to fill more. And you are not letting go as well. So that is the stage when you feel numb. You don't know, is it good or bad? You just feel numb. You can't relate.
So that's
to answer that, it is really important to let go. It is really important to empty your cup. You just keep filling it, empty your cup. And in positive internal dialogues really helps in that as well, to unlearn those beliefs that you've been formed since your childhood. There are hetero suggestions. I told them since we were born or we were growing up, people suggestions like, you can't do this, this cannot happen, this is impossible, things like that, and we form those beliefs. So we need to unlearn those beliefs, because those are not true. They are not reality. It's just created in our head.
So journaling, just writing those, whatever is causing the silence, because when we start writing, a lot of things will come to our mind, which, we've, in our conscious mind, we've just blocked them out. So that plus the affirmations and being more mindful of how we're thinking and what we are thinking right now, and curbing it right there and then if a negative thought pops up. So thank you so much, Shabeen. I'm really sorry for going
thank you
for ghosting
so much
on you today.
No, it's okay. I had fun talking to them, to the viewers, and it was a pleasure to talk to them. And I have lots of best wishes and prayers for everyone who's watching. And thank you so much, Khatija, for inviting me.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here and have a lovely weekend. You and all those watching, please feel free to leave a comment and we'll get back to you. Bye
Thank
for
you so
now.
much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.